Alright, y'all. So this dried for 15 minutes or so. Well, I think it was 15 minutes. This is the sandpaper that came with the starter kit from Mojo Sews. Let's see. Let's just sand it a little bit to see. I think, guys, I don't know. It says, ooh, this is a learning process, so we gonna y'all. Let's just do this. I'll try to do other one. Y'all, I know y'all probably hear outside, it's storming. Alright. See what it do. Alright. I'm just trying to lightly do it. We don't see, y'all. Because it looks translucent. That's how it's supposed to look. So, because that first coat soaks in. I think I'm doing it right. I don't know, y'all. I think it looks okay. If it don't, it'll be all right. Because we is learnings. All right. I gotta adjust this. My back pillow, y'all. All right. All right. Lost my sandpaper. I really don't like using this just because it reminds me of a nail file. I just don't like the sound of it. But this isn't on my nail, so it's not as unpleasant as a nail file. We're just gonna see about it. See what it do. All right. So I think this time we're gonna apply a little thicker look. Yeah, that's just. I don't know if you're supposed to put this back on there, y'all. I just did, But being that I just used it, I think it's fine. All right. What is that? Okay. Now remember, we're supposed to clean this after every application. So after I apply this to this key fob fabric, I'm going to clean it. That way it won't be as difficult to clean like before. So guys, how's y'all weekend been going? Mine's actually not too bad, because yesterday, honestly, like I said, it was raining. It wasn't storming like this yesterday, but y'all should have heard it earlier. I was just like, oh my god. Our dog's in the garage freaking out. She's still in the garage freaking out, but it wasn't as bad though. But yeah, today it just wants to storm. Yeah, cause I told my husband, I was like, I thought, what happened to? Sorry, y'all. I got some of that base coat on here. Yeah. All right. I think I got most of it off. But yeah, this weekend is just, I guess it's just a rainy weekend this weekend. Yes, sir. Okay, so you can see that, but see how you can see it more now, because before it was just not looking like much, but now you can see. Just light a little bit. Well, yeah, because I think the week before last, me and my husband, we started playing badminton, and we just do it once a week. We didn't do it this week just because the weather. Now I'm kind of bummed about that, because I like playing badminton and beating my husband. Yeah, so didn't play it this week. Maybe next week we can make it up by playing it twice next week, opposed to just doing it once. What is this thing trying to... Oop. I'm trying here, okay? But yeah, what y'all been up to this weekend? Well, I say this weekend, y'all, because that's when I'm making this video. I might post it tomorrow. But, because honestly, I'm just like, I never really wanted to do. I mean, I did want to do videos, but I was always nervous. Sorry, y'all, I got some more base coat where it shouldn't be. So I'm using my nails because they're like dried up right here. Yeah, so just because adjust. Let me how to adjust this. I wanted to do videos, but I was just like, I never know what happened, and I don't want to say the wrong things. And people are like, well, just edit your videos. But I'm like, I don't want to edit my videos because it's the for real. This is what happens. This is what sewing's about. You know, I might say a bad word, you know, because what happens. But honestly, guys, I don't know if I'm going to record myself sewing just because I need to focus, and with you guys looking at me, I might not be able to focus like I should. Because like in this one, I'm just learning, you know, like it's the key fob. If I screw it up, I screw it up. If I screw it up, I screw it up, you know, but it's no big deal. But if I'm sewing a bag and I miss stitch or I sew over something I'm not supposed to sew and I have to use my seam ripper, it depends on the fabric, if you're going to see holes or not. So that one might be more of a bigger deal. But I'm still debating. I might do a video just to see. I might do a video like if I'm doing a smaller bag, or like a pouch or something where I won't feel as much pressure. But on bags where I feel pressure, I usually just listen to music when I'm sewing so I can kind of calm down. And be like, it's okay. Because even when I make mistakes, you know, and I'm not even on camera, I'm just like, breathe. And y'all, like, look at this. Those are blood blisters because when I was trying to turn a bag right size out, it almost didn't make it, and it was gonna be the saddest day of my life. But through God and His glory, He was able to bless me by turning that bag right size out, and I almost lost my fingers. Okay, so yes, much easier to clean when you clean after each application. So I just cleaned that, and yeah, y'all, I was trying to remember if I sanded this. I think I did, but I'm just gonna sand a little more. Well, yeah, guys. Do you guys have any pets? We have a dog. Her name is Chili. When we got her, she was chilled. She was a chilled puppy. She's no longer so. Like right now, like I said, she is freaking out in the garage with my husband, because that's my husband's work area for his business, 53 Customs. If you guys need any work on your motorcycles, he's the guy for you. But yeah, when we first got her, she was so chilled. She was like a baby kangaroo. And now she's just on 1,000, like all day, every day. But yeah, she just doesn't like thunderstorms. She doesn't like the rain. And I don't blame her for that because I don't like it. You know? So it's really, you know, it's like, yeah, I get it. I don't like it either. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how my base coat is looking. It might be lumpy. Okay. But yeah, guys, I wouldn't say we're dog people, because I swear my husband is a bird man. Because y'all, we have so many birds. Like, the birds be making nests in the most strangest of places. For a while, they were like building nests like in my husband's garage. Like they built a nest in his motorcycle helmet. No, it was his bike helmet. And then they built a nest. Like he just put up a shelf not like a year or so ago in the garage, and they thought that was the perfect spot for their nest. And y'all, these baby birds, like when they hatched, they came out looking like angry old men with their hair like everywhere. Um, so yeah, that happened, and then they made a nest in our spare tire in the back of the RAV4, and my husband's like, "Oh, y'all, I got." I got some base coat on my hand. My husband's like, well, they just wanted a mobile mobile home, so they did that. And then he said their mom was so angry when I took them for a ride because she was looking for him. I was like, well, she shouldn't have had the birds in the back of the RAV4. Now they going for a ride. He was like, she was just so mad. Like, she was just talking to me and yelling at me. And I was like, well, next time she won't make her nest there. How about it? But yeah, guys, the birds, they be trying. They be trying it. Um, but we're just animal people. We love our animals. Um, since I've been here, um, we've had two other dogs. Sadly, we had to put one down and one passed away unexpectedly. We think it was just due to old age. His name was Chess. And then the one we had to put down, her name was Diamond. She was the grandma of the household. She tried to manipulate our other dogs, which she did. So what animals do you guys have? The animals I've had in my life now. We've had fishes or fish. You don't say fishes. I guess fish is not plural fish. It's just fish. Yeah. We've had a parakeet. We've had bunnies. We've had hamsters, guinea pigs, cats, dogs. I think that's it. My husband, he's had those. Well, I don't think he's ever had a guinea pig or a hamster, but he's had a bird. Like, he got the yard. He's had a snake. He's had other reptiles, I think, because when he was a kid, he would just go outside and grab animals and bring them in the house. But yeah, we love animals. We really do. I told him I want me another dog. I want me another. Diamond was a long-haired Chihuahua. And Chess was a pit mixed with a bulldog. He wants a pit bull, and I want a long-haired Chihuahua. So when we're in a good spot, financially, we're probably gonna get one or both of those. But honestly, we might just go to the shelter and whatever dog speaks to us. We're not, honestly and truly, we're not really picky. We love all the animals, aminos. But yeah, I know a good thing to talk about also. If any of you are creators like me, what made you decide to do what you're doing? Me specifically, this was a long road. It's still, a journey. But when I was younger, when I was a kid, I didn't really like any girly stuff or, fashion or whatever. I didn't care nothing about that. But I think it was like after high school, I was kind of like your girly girl or whatever. Not really in college. I think it was after college. Might have been. But I know when I used to go to work and shop, because I used to live in Savannah. So guys, we had all the malls, not all the malls, but all the areas where you can just shop and buy stuff and spend money. And I used to work graveyard shift, so I would just work 12 hours. And then, whenever I get energy, go shopping. So that's kind of like what I did. And I grew to love fashion. I grew to love accessories as far as handbags. And I had a thought. I was like, well, I can make my own stuff. But then I was like, I don't know. So I doubted myself. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to make my own stuff. I am going to drop ship. And what that is you start your website or whatever, but instead of you having the items readily available that people see, they order it and then you order it from a supplier, and the supplier would take however long to ship it to the people. And what happened there is that my customers were instantaneous. They loved the products that I was offering, but they didn't want to wait 2 weeks for the products to arrive. So the drop shipping business didn't really work out too well. And that's okay. Some things don't work, some things do. You have to find out what works and what doesn't work. And I was like, okay, cool. So this isn't working. Like, I spent hours upon hours, on the website, on making posts and inventory, and then actually I went to they had a small business event at the mall, so I would do those, and I used my I used my nieces. The people love them. Okay, no, I was not implementing child labor or whatever. They were just having a good time because they just wanted to wanted to talk to the people and get them to be interested in my product. Everybody was just having fun. It was like a family event for us, and that was great. I made I didn't make shirts, but I got shirts ordered, and it was just this whole thing. And he's my husband now, but he was my boyfriend at the time, and he actually came down because he stayed here and I stayed in Savannah, but he came down to show his support, and it was just so awesome, everybody coming together to help me. It was just, sad that, people were instantaneous and they didn't want to wait, but that's okay. Because like I said before, things happen for a reason. So I feel like that happened just so, I can be on the road I'm on now. And that's, finally saying, okay, well, this isn't working. But I still have passion for fashion, and I still want to bring things to the world and for people to see. And I was like, you know what? Now is the time. So I started my business, and I invested in a sewing machine, and it was awesome. Like, for real. Like, just taking that leap of faith, probably just like scraped some of that off, and probably shouldn't have. It's okay. We will survive. But yeah, so sorry y'all. I think I just botched up this side, but it's okay. But yeah, so I was like, I want to offer this to people, and I'm finally ready to, make my own things and see, what happens. So I invested in a beginning sewing machine, and I learned the basics for like 5 seconds. I got super bored with learning the basics. And then I just grabbed, my husband had some material from his grandmother, like a metal zipper and some stuff. So I just grabbed that and made my first pouch. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. So got y'all my beginning sewing days. Oh, the stuff I made, guys. I mean, it was just, the blow up challenge. If I did that, guys, from then to now, it's night and day, okay? But you got to start somewhere, okay? And that's what I did. I started somewhere. It's been a journey, cuz you have your moments where you don't feel like sewing, or your sojo is gone, and life happens. But even from like stepping away from my business and coming back to my business, like, I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. Even learning new stuff like this, like, I enjoy it. I enjoy you guys. I enjoy just the wonderful world of bag making, although it's super expensive. Even more expensive now, guys, because let me tell you, okay, stuff is so expensive now. It's ridiculous. And there's things that I want to get, as far as like stabilizer, where it's like peel and stick from Fabric Therapy, and it makes fusing stuff so much easier. And then also, like, my waterproof canvas won't shrink if I use the peel and stick. Because the other day I fused fusible fleece on my waterproof canvas, and it shrunk a little bit. And I was like, how dare you? Okay, I was able to adjust, for the seam allowance or whatever, but that was an extra step that I didn't feel like taking. But sometimes things happen. But yeah, guys, that is my story. Oh, and yeah, I went from, because I get bored fairly easily, guys, and I learn, like, I'm a visual learner, but I was, starting off just sewing regular things, like household items, like aprons, placemats, different things like that. And I got bored with that. And then I was like, you know what? Let me try sewing some bags. And that went well, but my machine, like I said, it was a beginner machine. It was a great machine for like just doing like regular sewing, like aprons and different things like that. And I did enter in sewing clothes with that machine as well, and that was great for doing stuff like that. But for doing bags, it really couldn't handle like all that bulk and stuff that I was trying to throw at it. And so then I invested in my first industrial sewing machine. And that was, when I first got it, the learning curve, guys, that machine brought me to tears. Do you hear me? To tears. And I almost was just like, what did I do? Like, I need to go back to my regular sewing machine, because this just isn't for me. And come to find out that I didn't put the thread between the discs far enough. It was just like right at the edge of the disc, kissing the disc, and it wasn't between them. And so once I figured that out, it was smooth sailing. So that just taught me that your problems might not be as difficult or as hard as you think they are. You just have to figure out what the problem is and solve it. And even if it is a challenge, it's worth solving it to better yourself and better your capabilities, But even at that, like, my machine was great for a while, until I was like, ooh, I want to sew with vinyl, or I want to sew with like a thicker vinyl, because I used that sewing machine for like the lighter weight vinyl and waterproof canvas. But with the heavier duty vinyl, I did use it for one of the thick vinyls that I had without intentionally doing that. It was just an accident. And I was like, oh my goodness, this vinyl was thick. You hear me? And my machine was struggling, y'all. It was struggling. It did it, but it was struggling. And so after that, I was like, well, now I want a new machine. But I didn't want to get rid of my machine because I still wanted to use that for like the lighter weight fabric. But for like my heavy duty fabric and then me wanting to get into leather, I was like, I want something different. And after looking over machine, you know, for a couple years, you know, I finally decided on a machine. And it was the Thor 1341 cylinder arm. And guys, when I say that machine is a beast, it really is. Like, I love that machine. I love the built-in hump jumper. Like opposed to like my Juki, my Juki Industrial, where it just sews, where I have to take out my hump jumper when like the humps are too much for it. My cylinder arm, I just have to adjust the hump jumper on the top, and I can go from 1 to 6, and it's amazing, guys. Like, it's really like awesome. And then being able to take off my flatbed and then turn it into a cylinder arm where I can top stitch with ease. Heaven, guys, just heaven. Okay, so I did that base coat. It is a little thicker, so I do like that. We're gonna let that go through another drying sesh. And me cleaning the roller after every application, it did work better, and it's easier to do that. So yeah, we're gonna have to let it dry again. I'm not gonna put, cause yeah, I'll put this top back on my what you call it, base coat container, and I don't think it's really necessary, or I think you're supposed to just really toss that, and I just wanted to keep it, and I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and toss it. But yeah, so we're gonna let those dry again. I'm gonna turn on the fan, let that dry for about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna see if we're gonna apply another base coat or if we're just gonna do glitter. And guys, I'm really kind of like impatient, so I might just do the glitter just to see, because I want to see how the glitter looks. But I'm gonna try to be patient, guys. I'm probably just gonna, like, after the second drying, just see, like, maybe see what one fob looks like if I put the glitter on. Because I'm like, I just want to see. Don't be like me. Take your time. But I be impatient sometimes, guys. Like, all the time. I'm not gonna lie. So, because I be wanting to see the end results. You know, like with my bag making, like if it's like a really complex bag with a whole bunch of pieces, I can't really rush that process, because it is what it is, you know. But like this process, it's like, oh, it's just up to you if you want to do another coat or just start with your other edge coat stuff. So we're gonna see how it plays out. Like I said, I'm probably just gonna rush it. And I'm still gonna let it dry, but one of these key fobs are going to be painted with glitter this next go around, just to see if it's ready for it. If not, then that would just be a learning experience, and next time I'll do 3 coats of base coat and then do the glitter edge paint. But right now we're gonna let it dry and we're gonna see what it do.